Hi guys, Mr. Gillen here, and in this video we are going to look at something called powers and something called roots. So, powers, or sometimes they might be called exponents, are shorthand for repeated multiplication. To square a number, so you might have heard this term before, to square a number means to multiply it by itself. And we've got a special way of writing that. We write it as a small number 2. Now, a very important part about working with squares is we don't multiply by 2. It doesn't mean multiply by 2. This symbol, when you see it, means multiply the number by itself. So, let's look at a few examples. 4 squared. If you see that, we've obviously got the 4 written normally, and then the small 2. That means they're looking for 4 times 4, which is of course 16. So 4 squared is 16. Notice that your multiplication tables are coming back into things. That's why it's so important to know them. If we look at the next one, we've got 9 squared. So we can rewrite that if we need to as 9 times 9. And that, of course, is going to give us 81. What about negative numbers? Well, we've got negative 3 squared. We can rewrite that. Probably a good idea when you're working with negatives. Be negative 3 times negative 3. And remember what we said when we did negative numbers. 2 negatives make a positive. So negative 3 squared is going to give us positive 9. Okay. Whenever you square something, the answer will always be positive. You might also see a term called cubing. To cube a number means to multiply itself by itself 3 times. So we write that number as a small 3. And again, when you see that small 3, it doesn't mean multiply by 3. It means multiply by itself 3 times. So we've got 2 cubed. How can I rewrite 2 cubed? Well, it would be 2 times 2 times 2. If that's not simple enough for you, or you want to break it down a bit easier, then we can change that. 2 times 2 is 4. So we can write it as 4 times 2. And then we can say that 2 cubed is equal to 8. 5 cubed, if you saw that, then you would rewrite that as 5 times 5 times 5. Again, we can make that a bit easier for ourselves. We know what 5 times 5 is. It's 25. 25 times 5. If you're not sure about how to do that one, then obviously you can go to the side if you need to. We can put it into a calculation. And from there, we know that 5 cubed is 125. What about negative 3 cubed? We saw with squaring that the answer will always be positive. Do you think it will be the same with cubing? Now let's find out. We can rewrite that as negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3. We can make it a bit easier for ourselves by saying negative 3 multiplied by negative 3 gives us 9. Then 9 times negative 3, we've got a positive number and we've got a negative number. And we know that if a positive comes up against a negative in a fight, then the negative always wins. So negative 3 cubed is negative 27. do we want to reverse it? So we've got this thing called square roots, and the square root of a number is the reverse of a number squared. Square root is the opposite of squaring. So what you need to ask yourself at this point is saying what number multiplied by itself gives me the answer I've got just now. And this is the symbol that we use. We use this symbol. Almost looks like dividing, but it's got a wee tick at the start. And the way that we would read that is square root of something. We can see here we've got square root of 36. So what I've got to ask myself is, what number multiplied by itself gives me 36? Well, if you are good with your times tables, you'll know that 6 times 6 is 36. So we can write that as the square root of 36 is equal to 6. Like we've got here. If we've got the square root of 81, then I'm saying to myself, what number multiplied by itself gives me 81? I know that 9 times 9 is 81, so the square root of 81 is going to be 9. For the square root of 49, I know that 7 times 7 is 49, so the square root of 49 is 7. But how did I get so good at these? Well, it takes a lot of practice. The best way to practice both your square roots and your squares is to memorise them, is to practice. You do your times tables all the time. So this is another thing that you should be trying to remember. So we've got 1 squared is 1, 2 squared is 4, 3 squared is 9, 4 squared 16, 5 squared 25, 6 squared 36, 7 squared 49, 8 squared 64, 9 squared 81, 10 squared 100, 11 squared 121, 12 squared 144, 13 squared 169, 14 squared 196, and 15 squared 225. It's usually a good idea to have these at the back of your jotter so that you can check them easily, and over time you'll become very familiar with them and you'll start to remember them just like that. That's all from me just now. As always, if you've got any questions, please don't hesitate to get in contact with me. This is Mr. Gillen signing off. Speak to you all soon.